Dry and spooky on Halloween. Good Wednesday night, East Tennessee. David Aldrich, Captain Accurate here from the Captain Accurate Weather Command Center. Well, we hit 78 today. I was expecting 80. Didn't see any 80s here. In fact, we hit 79 in Morristown, Sevierville, and Greenville, where our friends in Oak Ridge came in at 77, as did Maryville this afternoon. But even 78 still put us 12 degrees above normal. Normal high 66. We hit 78 at 3:04 based on the records at McGee-Tyson Airport. And of course, the peak gust was only 23 miles per hour. I suspect it'll be a tad higher tomorrow. Our high temperatures in Nashville hit 81 today. 83 in Memphis, while it was a bit cooler in Asheville. They were in the lower 70s. Our friends in Atlanta hit 80 degrees today. You take a look at the wind advisories the National Weather Service has put in place. 11 o'clock tonight until 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, that is Halloween morning, for gusts up to 45 miles per hour. So it's the Smokies that will be dealing with southerly winds that could take out some trees and maybe affect some power. Tracking the clouds and radar, a couple of sprinkles today. You can see that kind of overlaid there between Chattanooga and the plateau. Not too much elsewhere. If you did get a drop of rain, I'm sure it didn't last all that long. But the ultimate off the radar tonight, presented by your local Marco's Pizza, shows that wind advisory in brown, but just some ground clutter around the radar site. Nothing to see over the last 8 hours. Really, maybe a few specks there near Clinton. Jellicoe, that's pretty much it. There wasn't much beyond that, and then we started to dry things out. Tonight, if you're grabbing some pizza, consider Marcos.com. They do deliver. They're in Hardin Valley and Farragut, located in Maryville, Fountain City, Halls Oak Ridge, Middlebrook Pike, and Ebenezer Road. They're big contributors to No Kid Hungry, and they also give back to East Tennessee Children's Hospital. Very community-oriented, Marco's is. Check them out, the Magnifico for less than $10, and they've got a great Pozzoli. I love the pepperoni and sausage. That's less than $6 for a limited time. Check out Marcos.com. The radar shows the severe weather off to the far west. Places like Kansas City bracing for severe thunderstorms as they've been moving across the Midwest tonight and through the afternoon today. In fact, all those, burgundy areas represent tornado watches in Kansas that run until 10 o'clock tonight. But there is the concern for some twisters developing in the middle part of the country as the second season for tornado season pretty much begins in November and into early December. Top driest Octobers are on the board, and it's probably no surprise to you. While October is typically the driest month of the year, you might say, well, this is just ridiculous. Yeah, third place. Third driest October out of how many years? 153. You go back to 1871, between that and 2024, that's 153 years of data, and we're in the third spot. That's remarkable, 0.08. And this comes on the heels of Helene, which dropped over 6 inches of rain. We had the 14th wettest September on record. Future rainfall showing some false echoes west of I-75. We did not pick up 0.01. Maybe that's representative of the drizzle. But you can see that there's not a lot going on between now and 11 o'clock evening on Halloween night. That means most, if not all, trick-or-treaters will be fine. Dry and spooky, that's the expectation, because by 11 o'clock, I would imagine most of the kids have gone back to sleep, getting ready for school the next day. Future rainfall by 7 a.m., however, shows almost a half-inch of rain in Crossville and about a third of an inch in Wartburg. And then it really fills in, looks like over an inch, potentially in parts of the plateau between Crossville and Sparta, 0.8 in Kingston, maybe a quarter inch in Knoxville, but that's a big difference from Oak Ridge. There it's 0.68. So it's really going to depend. If you're west of I-75, you have a far greater chance, at least a 60% chance of rain on your Friday as compared to areas east of I-75 where it might be closer to a 40% chance. So it's dry and spooky for trick-or-treaters, oh yes, and if they do see some rain on Thursday night, it's going to come in after midnight, I think, very late, so it might be greeting you as you head to work on Friday morning. Meanwhile, the big game against Kentucky, I do have drizzle now in the forecast for tailgaters, but I don't have it for the game. Keep in mind, just like we had some drizzle today, pretty much faded away by evening, I think that'll be the case again on Saturday. Game's at 7:45, kickoff 67, halftime 64, should end the fourth quarter in the low 60s, partly to mostly cloudy, and then we fall back. After the game is over, after we celebrate a victory, I fully expect, it'll be a good time to change the batteries in your smoke detectors, your carbon monoxide alarms, as we go from 2 a.m. to 1 a.m. early Sunday morning. That's when daylight saving time ends, and Eastern Standard Time begins. I call it the 49-hour weekend. And oh yes, if you're curious not only about fall, but more specifically winter, oh yes, I have a video that lasts more than, it's over 15 minutes long. I outline and detail what I expect this winter, what you can expect, when to expect it. All that is outlined on my premium service, so I hope you'll check it out. It is on Facebook. All you do is hit the subscribe button on Facebook and it will lead you there. Headlines: we're looking for a warm breeze to develop tomorrow on spooky Halloween. Gusts around 25, maybe higher on hilltops. Clearly for the Smokies, about 45. But a few showers will develop well after trick-or-treaters, showers and rumbles of thunder on Friday. And oh yes, we've got a 40% chance. And we've doubled it up just to make it clear. We're not done, I repeat, we are not done with the hurricane season. I think it'll probably taper off around the 15th of November, but we have the potential for Patty, not a patty cake, Patty, and if we get another name after that, it would be Raphael. So we've got Patty and Raphael, two names that you might not be talking about today, but it could be water cooler discussion if two storms form between now and the 15th of November. That's 2 weeks from now. Patty and Raphael, the next names on this list. Storm Prediction Center highlighting the severe weather that's breaking out in the Midwest today. Halloween, it weakens a bit to green, dark green, from Tyler, Texas, to Little Rock to Memphis. And if we move further north, extending into Indianapolis, where they may have some isolated severe storms during the day, and then some thunderstorms may start to approach the plateau before, say, 7 a.m. on the following morning. But keep in mind, those thunderstorms, I think, will expand into Friday's forecast. They see that wisdom now. I see the Storm Prediction Center now has us shaded green, but it's the dark green area that represents isolated severe. So that would include Amarillo, Lubbock, and Midland, but really coming back home, anyone is fair game for a thunderstorm in light green. That covers most of the area. They do not include Maryville, but they include Kingston, Clinton, and La Follette, for example. Now, the Futurecast shows it's quiet tonight. I think it's partly to mostly cloudy, but very mild, and that's the complement of the southerly wind, southwesterly wind, if there's any wind at all. Then it starts to cloud up. And yes, eventually, if not at 5 o'clock when trick-or-treaters coming down, it's probably closer to midnight. Closer to midnight as this front begins to slow down and stall. It's Friday morning. I think we've got the chance for some rumbles of thunder, some downpours in some areas, especially west of I-75, and we'll take the rain because we simply haven't had much over the last 31 days. It's been pretty dry. A couple of drizzle pockets there you can see on Saturday for tailgaters, but by the time the game arrives at 7:45, it's all gone. So any drizzle potential on Saturday would only affect the tailgaters who are out early. So for tomorrow, Halloween Day, another chance to make a run at 80. Upper 70s will be more common. 78 Oak Ridge, 79 in Kingston, 76 in Sevierville. And of course, if I haven't mentioned, the Captain Accurate weather app with Pete Michaels Traffic. Just search the two words Captain Accurate at the App Store and Google Play. I'll get to more of that in a second, but let's get to the forecast. With Election Day also in view, we're looking for a much cooler day on Friday, 71. We turn the clocks back, but not until the Vols game is over. Some drizzle possible by day, drying out partly to mostly cloudy at night. Hazy, sun and clouds Sunday, Monday in the upper 70s. Election Day may also have some drizzle, kind of like we had today. No big deal, big whoop-de-doo, but it's still potentially there. I think our next chance of rain comes midweek on Wednesday of next week at 76 degrees. So that's what we're looking as far as your forecast. By the way, the Captain Accurate weather app now has 10 days. Did you know that? You mean you're given 10 days? No, it's absolutely free, right? You get not only a 7-day forecast, now you get a 10-day forecast for virtually any city on the planet. Love it. And oh yes, you get power outages after a hurricane. That's very helpful. If you want to know the power outages by county or by state, you toggle it on and you can find that depicted on the app very easily, and also the drought monitor. And did I mention we have power outages, we have air quality alerts, and the best, wonderful traffic reporter in town, that is Pete Michaels. Pete Michaels is the best to have on the app because you get weather and traffic perfect together. Don't forget my winter weather outlook. You can check it out on premium. It's only $4.99 a month. That's 16 cents a day. Sample us. Cancel at any time. Many people have been with me now for over 2 years, and I'm grateful for every one of them. as they have been very loyal and very faithful. They love weather, and if you love weather, you might love Captain Accurate Premium. Well, my name is David Aldrich. Some people call me Captain Accurate. It's not easy being accurate, so weather doesn't surprise you. We'll see you here tomorrow morning, live streaming at 6:40, or you can watch it on delay.